Hey y'all, this is your boy Sheriff Speaks. Right now, I'm talking to you guys about Riverdale season 3, episode 8, chapter 43, the Outbreak. And man, this was the mid-season finale. It'll come back January 15th, January 16th on the CW, and I look forward to it, man. A lot of stuff happened in this episode, man. I'm so glad it actually did happen. One, we finally get to meet Gladys Jones and Jellybean Jones. Gladys Jones being Jughead's mother finally, and Jellybean being, Jughead's little sister. And I'm so happy that we finally get to meet them because the Jellybean King comes to Archie's aid when Penny Peabody comes up and tries to kill the guy. And she bossed up and said, look, she was like, look, let him go, you psycho bitch. And she literally hit her in the fucking eye with her forehead or something like that with a damn slingshot. And Gladys Knight had her little fun with Penny Peabody because they got some history. I mean, and Gladys actually has a very, 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 very legitimate reason to fuck Penny Peabody the fuck up because she carved fucking Jughead like a damn turkey. And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Gladys did. And I'm so glad she did because, in the beginning of this episode, man, it was wonderful because, we see a lot of the cheerleader, might as well say the entire Vixen cheerleaders group fell down with seizures. I mean, we saw Cheryl just looking in horror as her girlfriend Tony was just seizing. Same with Veronica. Veronica wasn't even aware of how she even got back to the manor, back to Hiram and Hermione's house because the penthouse because she had a seizure. She just didn't know what the hell happened. So when she learned that she had a seizure and things like that, because she woke up with her parents arguing, about I guess you could call it the I guess it was called the Jangle. I think it was a drug administered by the Gargoyles, a new gang up in Riverdale. I think it's called I think because it causes hallucinogenics. It's a hallucinogenic drug, and I think it's called Jingle Jangle or number two or something like that. Obviously administered by Hiram Lodge because he's just all about making money and shit like that. Hermione, her parents wanted Hermione and Hiram wanted to send Veronica up back to New York, so that way she can have some time away from Riverdale, because Archie dumped her. Then this is the cool Hiram. He said, hey, look, because Archie dumped you, you're working two jobs. There's a lot of stress on you, so that's what caused the seizure. Obviously, Veronica's able to call bullshit on that because she just knows how her father is. And so there was a constant back and forth between the two of them throughout the episode. I mean, even when all the parents met up at Riverdale High, with Principal Weather, because they were having like these little secret board meetings, about the seizures, about all these kids, pretty much almost dying all over this damn drug. And Hiram Lodge's actual plans to actually take Riverdale High and flip the shit, flip the land and parcel it and make a profit off of it. You knew she wouldn't be able to stand for it. You knew Veronica wouldn't be able to stand for it. So with that being said, I really thought that this episode was interesting because we finally see Betty get out of her damn funk. It turns out she was, she didn't really take the drugs. Like she was just playing along, for the ride. I loved how she got under Ethel's skin, by bringing up while she's in like a little group with the girls or whatever, the sisters. And she says I was with Jughead last night, and he pretty much told me like I was his new queen, something of that nature. And she did that to bait Ethel. She did it on purpose. And Ethel heard that, so she confronted her about, she's like, look, she's like, look, that's not true. Stop saying things like that. And so Betty just keeps going until she traps Ethel in like this little dark room where the gargoyle statue is. Because Betty told her, like, listen, it's just a damn statue. He's not real. It's because of the damn drugs you guys keep taking that the madam sister keeps giving us. And even about her, actually, Ethel and Betty actually capture that sister and get information out of her. Like, why is Hiram Lodge making all these deposits to? I'll use that metaphorically, to the sisterhood and things like that. And the sister breaks. She says, "Look, the drugs weren't meant to cause these damn effects. It wasn't meant to happen. Things of that nature." So they lock her in that dungeon with the gargoyle statue. Because even Betty tries to tell Ethel, like, look, it's not real. It's just all in your damn head. It's because of the damn drugs. And so Ethel and Betty worked together, to pretty much free all the girls, And I like how they did it because they actually said, what if we flip the Gargoyle King, into a wave, into a symbol of peace, like letting people go. So Betty dressed up as the Gargoyle King and said, look, you guys are all free. Get the hell out of here. Even Allison, visited Betty and they talked a little bit. I think that's where Betty actually got the idea. Because we saw Allison pull up to the sister compound after Betty and Ethel, freed the girls, but they were wondering like, well, what's gonna happen to the girls now because they have no place to go. And Betty said, "Look, we'll figure that out." And then we see a bit of a family reunion between FP and Gladys, because Jellybean still hates FP's Gus, of course, but I like the moment that Jughead had with his mom because she really missed her boy. She got her GED. She has this business where she takes care of all these kids. They do their little dirt, but it's just to better their lives. Which she said because she even asked Jughead, she's like, look, if I don't take these boys in, like, and then they'll just leave them on the streets, like what's gonna happen to them? And Jughead says like, well, what's stopping you? You did the same thing to me. And, that's when she got a little defensive. She said, look, look, let's get some deep before they eat it all. And she was like, look, we did what we did, but it's only to make sure that we can survive. And and so forth because, I like the moment between Cheryl and Tony too because Cheryl said, look, what if you can just stay with me permanently? And Tony's like, wait a second, so you mean like moving in with you? She's like, yeah. And Tony's like, well, only if I can get to be the big spoon. And Cheryl and Veronica even fucking tortured Penelope Blossom. And Penelope Blossom snitched and just told the whole fucking operation. Hiram is dealing in drugs, and while Penelope is dealing in prostitution. So, and just to backtrack a little bit, at the very beginning of the episode, when Veronica wakes up from her seizure, um, she's like, "Dad, look, I'm not going to New York so that way you can continue your corrupt, business affairs because, Sheriff Minetti, winds up dead with his head off and his hands." And I'm like, yeah, it's about fucking time, bitch ass Minetti got handled, got dealt with. So it was only a matter of time. But then also, I like how Reggie kept, Veronica in the loop, with how the operation, administration, and distribution of the new drug is going. And then also, throughout the episode, we finally learned that Jughead, and Jughead's mother was killing him. Like one late night, she was like, "Look, we need to talk. I think you should let Archie go because in a funny way, when she first saw Archie Andrews and Jughead, she was like, she thought that they were a gay couple, and Jughead was like, no, we're not together. We're just like trying to look for a place to stay for right now. So I thought that was like really funny. But back to what I was saying before, the Gladys wanted to talk to Jughead about splitting Archie up, just letting him go on his way. Archie's like, look, Jug, she's right. Like, Hiram's gonna keep hunting me down, and I can't keep taking you or anyone else with me. It's so much so that Fred actually popped up and he said, look, like, son, I'm with you. If you need to leave, you need to leave, and I got you. So Fred gave, Archie his dog so that way they can, be okay. They can protect each other and so forth. Because we see Archie dye his hair black, so then now no one can recognize him. Not even Hiram, I guess. So that's a very smart thing to do. And Fred mentioned something about, not being able to see his grandfather leave, and not, doing better, I guess, doing better for Archie, in terms of having a greater life. But Archie, stopped him and said, "Look, Dad, I know, I understand what you did. I appreciate what you did. All these years, you did the best you could." And so at the very end of the episode, we see, it looks like Archie, looks like Jughead and FP were gonna follow Archie, but they were stopped because, and before, because of the seizures, the governor had the entire area of Riverdale quarantined. And so, this is going back to school too, because when Veronica coming back to school and Cheryl, they were talking about their plan to get Penelope Blossom to talk. The quarantine, the hazmat suits guys, they came there too to get everyone that's been infected, quote unquote. And Veronica ran for her life. But back to the very end of the episode, we see FP and Jughead driving back to their trailer, like their house, but they're stopped by sheriffs. And they tell them, like, listen, you can't go beyond this because, the governor ordered a full quarantine of Riverdale. FP and Jughead are like, he's like, we can't do that because, like, we live here. He said, look, stand out and go back on your bikes and drive the other way. And that's when the episode ends. And then we see, like, a bit of a scenes for, like, the next episode when it returns. January 15th, and I look forward to it, man. This has been your boy Shaver Speaks, man. I love you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys have any recommendations as to what videos you guys want to do next, please let me know in the comment section below. They're always welcome. They always will be. I love you guys. This has been your boy. God bless.